Conflict with Mexico. Texas achieves independence. Conflicts with the Mexican government led American settlers of Texas to declare independence. In 1820, the Spanish governor of Texas gave Moses Austin a land grant to establish a small colony. When he died, his son, Stephen Austin, led a group of 300 Americans into Texas. When Mexico achieved independence, the Mexican government accepts the grant in exchange of conversion to Catholicism and becoming Mexicans. Thousands of Americans flooded Texas. This created conflicts with the Mexican government. Many settlers wanted to bring slaves to establish plantations in Texas, but Mexico had abolished slavery. In 1830, Mexico banned further settlement in Texas, but Americans kept coming. Mexico tried to enforce its law, but most of the settlers were Protestants and needed the slaves. When Santa Anna took office, Texans broke relations with the Mexican government and declared independence, creating the Republic of Texas. Texans at war. The Texans fought for independence, achieving it in a short time. Texas won independence from Mexico. Due to the Texas Declaration of Independence, Santa Anna responded using the armed forces. In late February 1836, his troops laid siege to a mission in San Antonio called the Alamo, where about 186 Anglo-Americans and Texans were gathered. They held out for 13 days until the Mexican forces broke in, killing everyone. In April, Sam Houston led a small army in a pursuit attack at San Jacinto. They captured Santa Anna and forced him to sign a treaty recognizing Texan independence. Sam Houston became the first president of Texas. They hoped to be annexed to the United States, but faced significant opposition in Congress because Texas was a slave state. The South supported annexation, but the North did not. Presidents Andrew Jackson and Martin Van Buren refused to support annexation in order to avoid a huge political fight that would split the Union. Annexation of Texas and Oregon. After 10 years, Congress approved the annexation of Texas as a state of the Union. President Tyler attempted to annex Texas without success, but the elections of 1844 were crucial to achieving it. Both candidates used the annexation of Texas as a campaign promise. A few days before his term was over, Tyler succeeded in getting the approval of Congress, and in 1845, Texas became a state of the Union. As soon as he took office, Polk negotiated a treaty with the British to divide Oregon. The United States kept territories south of latitude 49 degrees north. The annexation of Texas increased the tensions with Mexico, because Mexico never recognized Texas independence. Mexico claimed that the borderline was the Nueces River, and not the Rio Grande, as established in the Treaty of San Jacinto. President Polk put pressure on Mexico to accept this boundary, but still Mexicans refused. Beginning of the Mexican-American War. After 10 years, Congress approved the annexation of Texas as a state of the Union. President Polk offered money to the Mexican government to settle the claim for the Texas border, as well as to buy California and New Mexico. The Mexicans refused. Polk sent General Zachary Taylor to the disputed territories to provoke the Mexicans. Mexicans attacked an American patrol, and Polk used this as an excuse to ask Congress to declare war against Mexico. Overall, the war with Mexico was popular in the South and the West because it would allow them to expand to new territories. Nevertheless, Northerners claimed that Polk had provoked the war. They called it Polk's War and argued that he was attempting to expand slavery. Abraham Lincoln, then a member of the House of Representatives from Illinois, pointed out that the disputed territory was not American land. He held that American troops had invaded Mexican land. Rebellion in California and invasion of Mexico. President Polk seized the moment and took California, then invaded Mexico. Polk ordered troops to invade Santa Fe and attack California. California's settlers had already organized a revolt. Taking up arms, they raised the Bear flag and declared California a republic. The American troops quickly took over California because Mexico had little presence there. General Zachary Taylor crossed the Rio Grande and soon captured the city of Monterrey. Santa Anna tried to defend himself at the Battle of Buena Vista, but Americans had better weapons than the Mexicans. An army under General Winfield Scott entered the port of Veracruz and made the Mexican army retreat back to Mexico City. Scott's campaign ended when he took the castle of Chapultepec. After this victory, the Mexicans failed to defend their cities. The United States had won the war. Manifest destiny achieved. With territories taken during the Mexican-American War, the United States achieved manifest destiny. President Polk sent Nicholas Trist to help General Scott negotiate a treaty with the Mexicans. It was called the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Signed in 1848, it put an end to the war with Mexico. Mexico recognized the annexation of Texas and ceded a vast territory known as the Mexican Secession. It included present-day California, New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, and Arizona. In return, the United States paid $18 million. In 1853, the United States purchased from Mexico a narrow strip of land for $10 million. Manifest destiny had been achieved.